In my two programs that I offer, namely Journey to Self-Love and Radical Transformation in 90 Days, I guide women like yourself back to themselves, to a place of higher vibrational frequency and to living a life on purpose and on their terms. I'm Gillian O'Shea. As a kinesiopractic, I tune into my clients' bodies to assess an incorrect imbalance. Your body guides the way for your healing process. As a frequency medicine practitioner, I make use of technology to do frequency diagnostics and treatments using vibrational frequencies, again, because your body guides the way. We don't rely on guesswork. As an energy practitioner, I use prana and Reiki to further affect vibrational frequency and energy to bring about positive change for my clients in collaboration with Universal Source Energy. If there was a universal truth or a universal protocol for people to heal, we wouldn't have a planet with so many sick, unhealthy people and unhappy people. So having said that, I don't claim to have the healing protocol. I've been assisting people with their healing journeys for over 20 years, and it's my belief that every person's healing journey is unique to them. You have to consider many factors. Some people follow the same protocol and they don't heal. Why is that? I've seen people use the best nutritional advice, eating all the clean, healthy, organic food that they can get their hands on, and they still don't heal. Why is that? As I've mentioned before, I've been facilitating healing journeys for over 20 years. And what I know to be true for sure is this. If people do not follow these basic steps that I'm going to share with you today, with their healing and wellness protocols, the likelihood of them getting better or healing is going to be very compromised. This information will surprise you because it's so obvious. It's available to everyone and it's pretty much for free. So let's dive right in. When you're navigating a new journey to a life of bliss and living your life on purpose, you need the correct map. So when you're on this journey, your map, your blueprint, your reason for being has to be one that's going to get you to the destination you're striving to reach, right? If you don't really know who you are, if you don't know what makes your heart sing and what your gifts are, and yes, even your weaknesses, how can you navigate a purposeful journey? You stand to get lost along the way. Living vicariously through others and for others, and getting caught up in the ego trap of gathering stuff and surviving and rescuing in order to feel worthy of love. One of the keys for the correct map is your values and your beliefs, because they are the reason behind everything that you do. You probably have some really admirable core values. However, they may not be serving you very well for this new journey that you want to pursue, of living your life on purpose. Think of one of your core values. Write it down. One of mine was always to be helpful, to be of service. So I grew up always trying to be of service, helping others so that they don't suffer, so that they don't struggle. Now, that is probably quite a noble value, right? But if one is not strong and you're not aligned and it's not coming from a solid foundation, it can go horribly wrong. Because I had unworthiness and abandonment childhood wounds, I developed a lifelong habit of being helpful and being there for others and being of service to others in order to achieve worthiness, in order to achieve validation, in order to receive love. I got completely burnt out by the time I was 38. And if that wasn't enough, again at 48. I want to tell you, you can completely amend and even completely change a value that doesn't serve you anymore. When I did this work for myself with my core values, this one changed of I am helpful to I am a conduit for positive change. Now, the work of helping others is no longer on my shoulders. It is their responsibility. And we also have help from divine guidance. Doesn't that feel so much lighter? I urge you to write down your 5 core values that you live by. Look at each of them and see how they might be affecting the decisions that you make. How are they maybe draining your energy? Here is the secret. There's no right or wrong values. You can choose ones that get you to where you want to go on this wonderful new journey that we're going to be exploring. So, challenge your values and your beliefs. When we're taking a new journey, we need to pack the right things for this journey. For this journey, you need 3 basic things that are completely free. What's the one thing that you just cannot live without? Oxygen, right? Without correct breathing, your body and mind can't function efficiently. And over time, this will lead to various health issues like backed up lymphatic system or overstimulated nervous system. Think of what people are suffering with today. Energy drains and a lot more. It's the first thing that's compromised when we stress. What happens when we stress? We breathe very shallow. What happens when we concentrate? We stop breathing, right? See the problem? Without oxygen, the brain can't function. Cells can't function. It's important to put awareness onto this and to practice proper breathing, especially when you're ill and you're trying to come back into balance. But even as a lifelong practice, if you want to have optimal energy and you want to be healthy, you've got to recondition your mind and your body so that this becomes a natural process again. Okay? I'm going to teach you a quick, simple little way of breathing. There's many different ways of breathing. I don't profess to have the correct way. I'm going to teach you one of my tips that not only helps with breathing, but it helps to calm down the nervous system. This breathing technique helps to calm the nervous system, it helps to release anxiety, and it helps to reactivate your vitality. So, let's begin by bringing awareness to your breath. Take a deep breath through the nose and exhale slowly through your mouth. Bring your hand to the center of your chest, just above your heart, on your sternum. This is where your thymus gland is, and it's a very important part of your immune system and your energy. We're going to activate it now with some gentle tapping. Use your fingertips and then begin by tapping this area gently. Find a rhythm that is soothing, maybe like your heartbeat. Start to tap over your thymus as you place your tongue at the top of your palate. Inhale through your nose, hold for a moment, keep tapping. Exhale through your mouth, keep tapping. Repeat this process for about a minute, half a minute. Keep tapping. Now with each breath, I want you to repeat to yourself, I am safe, I am calm, I am supported. All that I need is within me. Feel the vibration through your chest, waking up your immune system, clearing stagnant energy, and bringing you back to your center. Let your body soften. How does that feel? Now place one hand over your heart and one hand over your belly. Feel the frequency of gratitude in your body. Thank your body for all that it does for you. Take a last deep breath. You are grounded. You are safe. You are a present. You are enough. Okay, let's move on to the next one. The other thing that we simply cannot live without is water, right? But I'm talking here about activated, living, electrified water. So, okay, this one's not completely free, but it's certainly not expensive. Everybody can afford this. Your body is about 80% water, 70–80% water. Most of this water you actually manufacture, but some of it you need to actually ingest. Sadly, most of the water available to us is of poor quality, and it's definitely not electrified water. Water needs to be clear of waste, to be clear of toxins, but it also needs to be mineralized so that it can be electrified. It needs to have energy. The easiest and the quickest way is to purchase filtered water and then to add some Himalayan salt. So what I do is I take a tablespoon of salt to about a 5-liter filtered water and I mix it all together. That's probably the easiest way to get activated water. The other thing that you can do is drink veggie juices, because the vegetables like carrots, they act as the filtering system for your water. So they're cleaning out the toxins and they are mineralizing and adding nutrients to your water. So best of both worlds. I don't know if any of you have heard of the Gershon therapy, but Dr. Gershon in their clinics, she all her life never drank clear water. She always only drank carrot juice, and I think she lived till deep into her 90s before she passed away. So if you need proof, there's proof. The other thing I want to share with you today is that water is a conduit of information. We know from Dr. Emoto's work that when you pray on water, it creates the most beautiful crystals, water crystals. When you shout and swear at water, they become very deformed. What does that say? Water carries information, right? Now, remember what we said earlier. You are 70–80% water. The things that you say to yourself impact the form of your water. Your thoughts and feelings impact your cells. Okay? So be mindful of your thoughts and your emotions. This is key to understanding why our bodies become out of balance and why we get seriously ill. Also, our bodies need to be electrified, like the batteries in your car. You need electrified water for your mitochondria, for your cells, for your brain to light up, to spark, so that you can function. So you need mineralized water. Okay. What is the other third element needed for this journey that we're going on today of self-love, discovering our purpose and living on purpose? The next one is quality sleep. Most of us strong women do not get enough quality sleep. This can lead to weight gain, heart diseases, weakened immunity, impaired memory, trouble regulating our emotions. It affects hormones and the lymphatic system. What's more, sleep deprivation alters our theta wave patterns. This impacts body's restoration, access to your subconscious mind, your creativity, and problem-solving ability. And it also influences your ability to access your higher self. Shifts you can make right now for a healthier sleep hygiene. Consistent bedtimes. Stop all the electronic devices an hour before you sleep. Don't consume stimulants before bed. No heavy meals before bedtime. Make your bedroom environment comfortable and inviting. It also helps to get regular exercise. Most women in their late 40s and 50s lack an amino acid called tryptophan. This is a natural amino acid that the body can't make. It's the precursor for serotonin and melatonin, neurotransmitters that help to regulate sleep and appetite. It's also a source of vitamin B3, niacin, and it plays a large role in immune function. So it's probably helpful, women in our age group, to have this tested or to take some supplementation of tryptophan to improve mood, anxiety, and sleep. We live in an upside-down world. You can't put the cart before the horse. So if we're not addressing these vital points, first and foremost, your values, your quality of water, your quality of breathing, your quality of sleep, if you're not addressing these first, it's kind of pointless to start looking at what is the first things we do as people. We look at supplements, we look at nutrition, we look at exercise. We don't deal with the basics first. Okay? Why aren't we addressing the quality of our lifestyle, stress, our thoughts and our emotions to achieve wellness and balance before we land up with an acute immune disease or cancers? Why are we living in a world where we only actually deal with our wellness and our health when we get labeled with an immune condition or cancer? I would like to flip that on its head and create an environment where we're actively taking a role in managing our wellness before it gets to that point. As I've mentioned, the first steps that are vital for living a life on purpose and having a reset of a life of more energy and vitality is to look at the quality of your breath, your water, your sleep, and re-look at your values and drivers. Are they bringing you joy and bliss, or are they causing stress and keeping you tired and holding you back and keeping you stuck? The other things that you also want to address that are depleting your life force energy is things like your diet, so it's lifestyle, diet, habits, toxins, parasites, stress, exercise. These are all things that I touch upon in my practice. I also think one of the reasons why we're in the current state that we're in is because people are needing a sense of community. We need a sense of belonging. We need more care. I think isolation and loneliness are pain triggers and illness triggers. So, what's needed? In my opinion, I think we need better collaboration between clients, practitioners, medical field, alternative field, and the community to start creating a healthier world and to start approaching a life of more wellness. I hope you have found these basic tips helpful. I teach much more of these in my two coaching programs, namely Journey to Self-Love and Radical Transformation in 90 Days, where we delve deeper into your beliefs, your blueprint, codependency traits, and your inner child wounds. We get to work with using kinesiology and other tools to create actionable goals and to get to the next steps to healing and living a life of purpose. You also receive some healing and Reiki from me. If this resonates with you, then I invite you to join me on my waiting list where I journey with you. This is a 4-week interactive program. You can join in one of my group journeys, or we can work one-on-one. And even if you're not ready to do this journey, or maybe you don't have the funds right now, I can still send you these basic guidelines for free, and you can start the work on your own until you are ready to journey with me. If you've been struggling with imbalance and it's led now to health issues and symptoms that's affecting your quality of life, and you feel that you don't want to waste any more time and you'd like to dive right in and achieve radical and complete transformation to your health and to your life, then this is the time to take the plunge and join me on my 3-month Radical Transformation program. We work one-on-one and you receive everything that you need, including all the products, all the treatments, all the interventions, plus a 50-page support manual with all the steps that you take on your healing journey. Spots are very limited as these programs are time consuming for me, and I only have so much time to work with people and to journey with them. So I have a waiting list. Please jump onto that waiting list if you'd like to work with me. Let's get in touch. Listen to your intuition. You will know if this is the right thing for you. And if you're not sure, reach out to me. I can share more information with you, or we can set up a chat. Thank you.